Ranking the most overpowered cards in Madden 23. In today's video, I'm going to be going over what I think are the 10 most overpowered cards throughout this entire Madden year. It's not just right now, it's also trying to think about for their time as well, if that makes sense. And let me know down below in the comments if I missed anyone on the list. Number 10 right here, I'm going to cover MANIAC. Is he still good right now? Yeah, he's still pretty good and really could have a lot of AKAs right here, but I think he was the one that really stood out to me. Just amazing stats, also gets every single team chem, but the main thing on him was the unstoppable force for one, which before 6 AP, you could really justify running 2 of these. For a little bit, it seemed like Secure Protector countered it. Like to me, this first Secure Protector is literally a dice roll. I also am not going to have any DBs today, like safeties or corners. I really couldn't think of any that were really like overpowered compared to every other card we have on the list. And unstoppable force was just, again, annoying to go up against, and he could also get like inside stuff for 0 as well. To me though, it was just the unstoppable force for 1. Like it was just a headache to deal with. When you got 2 of these together as well and they're just insta shedding you, it was so annoying to play up against. And at number 9 right here, we're going with Aaron Rodgers, A-Rod. Aaron Rodgers, 87 speed, amazing throw power and accuracies as well, has the Slinger 1 release. But what he really changed was, again, what we're looking for quarterbacks even now. So he made it to where if you're not getting the quad stack of like Power Master, Set Feet Lead, Gunslinger, and Fearless for 2 AP total, you're no longer a top-end quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was definitely game-changing, meta-changing in that way, and he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the game. I don't know if a lot of people remember this card, but Randall McDaniel was insane when he dropped. And I should also say it's not in order. It's just, again, 10 of like the most overpowered cards in my opinion for their time. And the thing on Randall McDaniel was even his stats now aren't terrible. 6'3", 287, and doesn't really have the physical stats anymore. But what was absolutely insane on this card was if we go to his power up and we go to his abilities, he was the first person in the game to get threat detector for 1 AP, which this was like, I don't want to say it was a week 1 drop, but it was early in the game. This was kind of like when I feel like people were feeling discounted abilities are going to be crazy this year. Like threat detector for 1 when it's usually 3, that is insane, man. This was a meta left guard for so long. Again, it's all about that threat detector too. So you might be wondering, Dill, why are you going in game right now? Because the next card we have is a strat card right here, and it's the one I'm on right now. The Sugar Rush strat card is broken still. The Sugar Rush strat card gives +2 speed, +2 excel to every single person on your team. So this made basically every single card that if you don't even run a theme team, right? Like right here, I have like 29 out of 30 Ravens. I don't have a theme team, but say we click on someone like Golden Ticket Colin Johnson right here, right? And we go to his attributes. He gets up to 99 speed because of that Sugar Rush strat card. It's going to stay on for what I think the rest of the game. It is absolutely insane. And it made it to where like speed at this point doesn't even matter. Everyone is going to be 99 speed, even without a theme team because of this strat card right here. Honestly, I wish this wasn't a thing. Then we have arguments like, hey, like maybe like you don't need to run Colin Johnson. Carmichael, a little bit slow at this point. Like we take a look at Carmichael, he'd be only 96 speed and 97 excel, but now he's 98 speed, 99 excel without a theme team, which to me is just absolutely crazy. Now, I don't know if y'all remember this card, but this card was broken. His stats for his time were also amazing, like 82 speed, 88 excel. Finesse power moves were really good for the time. Block shed, impact blocking, again, really good for the time. And had every single pass rush trait on yes. He was basically trait glitch. The only thing you want on yes that he doesn't have is strip ball. But what made this card broken and overpowered were the abilities he gets. So we'll just show max ratings right here again. He was at 89. I think this was a week 1 legend drop. And if we look at his abilities, right, he was the first person in the game to get under pressure for 1 AP, which if you don't remember the under pressure meta, it was essentially when no QB had Fearless. It was a lot of like nickel over, Overstorm Brave. It was a lot of mid blitz, a lot of defenses like that where you're basically banking on your under pressures to come in free to get like pressure and accuracy your QB throws picks. Deacon Jones kind of set that meta because like I said, I think he was the first person in the game to get under pressure for 1 AP. And this card was just like game changer. Like I said, he kind of changed the meta on defense. QBs getting discounted Fearless now are most likely because of this man right here because they gave him under pressure for 1. At number 5 right here, we're going to have probably the longest reign of QB1 in the game, John Elway. For so long, he was the best QB in the game. So he's 80 speed, whatever, not really that fast. Throw power accuracy, still pretty relatively good. And he got every single team chem, and he had Slinger 1 as a release, so had a top 2 release in the game. You can argue that, or Slinger 3 for best release in the game. And what was so great about him was no one else got this ability stack. You're like Howard Master for 3 right now. That is terrible. But he could potentially get like Howard Master, Fearless, and Set Feet Lead for 7, which right now sounds like ridiculous. But at the time, man, that was the God stack. Again, that was just insane for the time. Also, you could potentially go like Gunslinger, Fearless, and set feed lead for 5 AP total if you didn't need Power Master. And he was just the meta at QB for so long. Like he was insane, and he was always like, he was probably like 5 mil. I forget what he was consistently going for. I don't remember seeing him like under 2 mil for a while, and he was by far and away the best QB in the game for a while. And this would be a terrible video without this man right here. Donald Parham headliner card. He contributed to the meta being terrible beginning of the year before everyone had pick artists. Highballing to Donald Parham was ridiculous, and it wasn't like his speed was good, but it was the fact that he was 6'8". 6'8", high balls, one-on-one coverage, even like sometimes it felt like 3-on-1 coverage. He would come down with it almost every time. You didn't even need to rock abilities on him. Like his abilities, like short in, short out for 2, like you really didn't even need to rock abilities on him. He was short in elite for 2, which again at the time this was a week 1 card. This was a day 1 card. He was a meta tight end for so long until basically like I feel like the KO started to take over, and also getting a ton of pick artists on defense. But just highballing to Donald Parham was offense at the beginning of the year, and you can't mention highballing at the beginning of the year without this man right here, Harold Carmichael. So I'm not covering his new card like his Ultimate Legend or his tight end. I think this was the most OP one because of the fact that high balls and aggressive catching were the meta at this time. Right now you can still somewhat do it, but it's not as effective as it once was, given like the entire defense has KOs or pick artists as well. But again, it's the whole thing. 6'8", 90 speed this time, and actually like his speed and route runnings were really good, and his abilities weren't bad either. Short and elite for 2, like at the time, not bad. You could also get red zone threat for 1 too. Essentially what I just said about Donald Parham, he was someone that you highball to, you see one-on-one, you trust Carmichael to make a play, and 9 times out of 10 he does. At number 2 and number 1, I think you kind of know what it is. At number 2, I'm going to have QUADFATHER, and this card, this card and the next card basically made it to where no other running back in the game was usable. But 95 speed on him, 6 foot, 247 power back. And the main thing though, when this card first dropped, he was even more OP, but he got Freight Train X Factor. I think he got Freight Train X Factor for 1, also got Persistent for 0, 1, 0. It was something ridiculous where it was essentially you needed to tackle him in the backfield twice for his X Factor to go off. He breaks the first tackle every single time. This right here is the most annoying thing to go up against in the game, in my opinion. And also his Freight Train doesn't come off unless you tackle him in the backfield. So this was one of the most annoying cards I've ever played ever. This made Madden super unenjoyable for me, and I can say the same thing at our number 1 spot. Flash right here, Cordell Patterson, insanely good running back, 6'2", 220. The stats and everything again are amazing, but it's all about this right here for me, the Phenom X Factor, which it does come off after 5 plays, but what makes this so annoying is it works in the pass game too. When this is on, he'll break the first after the catch tackle, or also he'll break the first tackle running the ball. By far, one of the most annoying things to play up against in the game. And to me, this made the game not really too fun. And he also could get like short and elite or evasive for 0-2. Just by far and away the best running back in the game, in my opinion. But yeah, y'all, this has been my 10 most overpowered cards in Madden 23. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Did I miss anyone on the list? Should I have had someone on here that, again, wasn't on here? If you did enjoy the video though, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, if you want to see me play live, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. We've been grinding streams over there, so I would greatly appreciate that. Now, if you don't feel like heading over to Twitch and you want another video to watch, check this one out right here.